Hi, I'm Mark with Pathfinders Real Estate Solutions. Welcome to part 2 of my top 10 ways to sell or rent out your house. There are many paths that you can choose from if you decide to sell or rent out your house. In part 1, we covered 4 of those. To go over them again really quickly, they are: 1, sell your house with a real estate agent, most common; 2, sell your house on your own as a for sale by owner; 3, sell your house fast to a real estate investor like myself, close within a couple weeks. Number 4, sell your house super fast within a couple days perhaps. There are ways to do it with other terms. There are ways to sell your house today. If you're interested in these, I encourage you to go back to video number 1, part 1, and check that out. Those solutions that we talked about in part 1, these apply mainly to situations where you have equity in the house. Today we're going to talk about 6 options that you have if you don't have a lot of equity in your house. Maybe you have no equity in the house. Maybe you have negative equity, which means you owe more to the bank than what it's worth. There's still things you can do. Let's get into those right now. First of all, you can rent out your house if you don't have any equity and you can't sell it. This is also a path that a lot of people choose if they've got equity and they're trying to sell their house, but their house just won't sell. You see this all the time. A for sale sign goes up in the yard, it stays there for months, and then the for sale sign comes down and a for rent sign goes up. People got to pay those bills, got to pay that mortgage. So the first thing you can do is you can, number 5, you can rent your house through a rental agency or property manager. You pay someone a monthly fee and sometimes an upfront fee, like first month's rent or half month's rent, to find a renter, put him in the house, and handle everything, handle all the maintenance calls and things like that. Now, of course, you'll still pay for that maintenance and repairs, but they'll handle all that for you. Now, you can also rent your house out on your own if you don't like paying those monthly fees or other fees. But just like a FSBO, for sale by owner, you might choose this if you have more time on your hands and not as much money. And you will need more time, a lot more time, if you're going to be the landlord. Or you could do a combination of the two. You could find a tenant on your own and hire a property manager to be the landlord. I've done this once. Or you could pay a leasing agent to find a tenant, and then you manage the property yourself if you have the time to do that. Now, if you have little or no equity and are not crazy about renting your house out to a stranger, I'm not. I've done this before when I moved up here from Fort Bragg. Trust me, I am terrified of renting out my house ever again. I strongly believe that one of the best options is to combine the best features of selling a home and renting it out through a lease option, better known as rent to own. This is also good if you're afraid of those maintenance costs, those repair costs. You don't know if you have the money to be able to handle those. So a lease option is a really strong option for a lot of reasons for a lot of people. So I'm going to devote at least a few videos to the subject of lease options later on. But for now, if you're not afraid at all to rent out your house to strangers, you might also consider one of these home sharing sites like Airbnb. You know, there are other sites that can help you do that, and you have people in there, different people in all the time. You clean it up after each time, and you kind of run it. It's like between a house and a hotel sort of thing. Now, if you don't want to rent at all, and you just want to sell it and be done with it and get rid of it, but you don't have any equity, one of the things that you might try to do is to get the bank to agree to a short sale. That's where you sell your house for less than what you owe. Now, the bank will make you jump through hoops. It's not easy to get approval because the bank is going to take the hit on this, on the amount between what's being paid and what is owed to them. They'll take the hit. Now, of course, you could take the hit too. Another option is if you don't have enough equity, you're going to sell it for less than what you owe to the bank. You could show up to closing and write a check instead of receiving a check. This is an option. I've seen people do this, but I don't list it here as an option because, number one, it's just not appealing to a lot of people, except maybe the bank and maybe the person that's purchasing the house. And number two, I just don't like this type of deal. I prefer win-win deals where everybody wins. And number 10, the final option, is combining these options. You can combine some of these. For instance, I can agree to buy your house later on down the road, maybe 2 or 3 months from now. And in the meantime, you're still free to market it as a for sale by owner. Look for a better price. Also, I'm going to include a bonus option number 11 here. Although it's really not a method of selling or renting, you can just walk away. If you're facing foreclosure or seizure from back taxes, you could just walk away, abandon the house, and let that foreclosure happen. It'll really mess up your credit rating, among other things, so I do not recommend it at all. I think there are better ways to do things. You want to just walk away? There are ways to do that without destroying your credit. In fact, there are ways to sell your house super fast, like we talked about earlier, move on with your life, and still continue to actually build your credit in the process. We'll get more into that later on. Now, if any of these appeal to you and you want to talk about them now, give me a call. I'll help you go through them and choose the path that is right for you. You can reach me at 267-719-3289. That's 267-71-WE-BUY-HOUSES. When you're dialing, you can drop the houses. That's just to help you remember the number, 267-71-WE-BUY. Or you can reach us, contact us through our website. If you're watching this on our website, great, contact us through the website. If you're watching us on YouTube or somewhere else, go to the website. The link might be right below this video. PathfindersRE.com. The RE is for real estate. That's PathfindersRE.com. And that's it for today. Feel free to contact me. Until then, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you find your path. Thank you.